Good morning, a little bit of a different video for you today. I've got a death pile building up on my worktop, so I thought what I'd do is show you what I've got, what's there, give you a little bit of a heads up on some future hauls and put away some of the stock that's been lying around for ages now. So what we'll do now is select a couple of items that I have featured in hauls and I've also listed, and we'll get them put away. Right, here we go. So this is my worktop with the death pile on it. It's not really a death pile, to be quite honest. It's made up of some recent job lots I've picked up from auctions and a few other bits and pieces. So I'll just walk you through it. And if you see anything you want me to particularly feature in a future video, then let me know in the comments below. So this little box here contains a lot of woodenware. There you go. And well, as I say, I'm not going to do a haul video, so I'll only touch on these. I won't really go into any detail, but a lovely little three-legged milking stool. Nice little wooden duck and a 1930s fruit bowl and a lovely money box. So three nice pieces of woodenware there. Now they're not listed, they're not obviously not photographed, and a little bit of value in there, not a huge amount, but all the same, I think I'm not sure yet whether it's going to go on the website, or I should say they are going to go on the website, or whether they're going to go on the flea market stall. Let me know what you think in the comments below. It's all down to value. Anything under the value of £20 goes on the flea market stall. Anything over £20 plus shipping goes onto the website. Now, I'm panicking over this job lot. It's the first time ever I've bought costume jewellery. Didn't pay a lot for it. Less than £10 in total, I think. Probably about £6.50, something like that. So I've got it for nothing. And what attracted me to it was there's a lot of, as you can see, shop stock. No. George. Now that's a brand name for a department store, I think, George. I'm not sure, I can't remember. Let me know if you know what department store that's come out of, or supermarket even, in the comments below. But £3 retail price, and there's a lot of shop stock in there. But I thought for the flea market store might be quite interesting. So this job lot of costume jewellery only cost me £6.50 or thereabouts. And I've worked out, even if I sell each item at £1 each, I'm still going to clear £100. Now, I'm sure some of these items are worth a lot more than £1. So you never know, I could be sat on a little gold mine here. Time will tell. It looks like there's some quite nice pieces in there. But what do I know about jewellery? Absolutely nothing. So perhaps we could go through this box in a future video. Might be quite interesting and a bit of a change. Now, I also bought this job lot of antique and vintage photographs, postcards and Christmas cards, birthday cards. I think we'll definitely go through this box in a future video because I absolutely love ephemera like this. And that's the terminology for it, for photos and anything paper related is ephemera. And there's some really interesting postcards in particular. Hopefully that'll focus. So yeah, probably go through that. Again, it's not something I've bought before, so my knowledge is limited on this, but it's all part of the learning curve. Now, when you work in this trade, and for those of you just starting out, it's all about learning. I mean, stating the obvious, I suppose, but so I'm a general dealer and I know a little bit about lots of things, but I haven't really got any specialist knowledge unless you include metalware in that, where I do know a little bit more perhaps than most. But yeah, you've got to build your knowledge, and you only build knowledge by experience and by making mistakes and learning from those mistakes. And trust me, I've made lots of mistakes, so I've learned quite a lot over the years. So never be afraid of making a mistake. In my opinion, making a mistake and learning from it can be just as valuable as making a profit on an item. Obviously, as long as you're not spending too much on making that mistake. And some of these items you'll know from previous haul videos that they've been featured in, but they've just been sat here and I haven't I haven't really been motivated to get them filed away or stored away. So that's what we're going to do today. And that's a little hare there, garden hare. Picked that up at an auction for a couple of pounds. And I thought that would be good for the Stratford upon Avon flea market. I'll probably get up £7 or £8. I'll do me 3x, and by 3x I mean 3 times what I paid for it. Quite easily, I would have thought, with that little bad boy. And you know what's in here. You can check out. I'm not going to open it all, but you can. Those are the coal trains that I bought, and you can see those in a previous haul video I did. Likewise, with this stock here, it's all been featured in a previous haul, just needs putting away. Okay, so let's have a little chat as I put these away. Now, this little item's quite interesting. I picked it up at a military affair I attended. If that can focus, let me see if I can get it to focus. There you go. And it's a Second World War cap badge, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. And it's a cap badge for the King's Royal Rifle Corps, who my great uncle served with during the First World War. And in fact, he was sadly killed in action. But I got it home and I realised I've actually got his original one in my family heirloom box. So, and also, I believe this is a reproduction. That clip on the back to me just doesn't look. Again, let's see if I can focus it. It just doesn't look authentic to me. I think that's a reproduction. Now, I only paid £5 for it. So this will go onto the flea market store. And it will be sold as a reproduction. Never ever try and claim an item is real. If it isn't, you'll just destroy your reputation. And believe me, it's the most important thing you've got as a dealer is your reputation. So there you go, a King's Royal Rifle Corps cap badge. And one for the flea market. Also over the back, if you can see these, this is the artwork that I did show you one of these a while ago. Typical, wrong way round, so let's have a wander. Hopefully this won't make you feel seasick. There we go, it's focused. It's a lovely watercolour from 1918 by an artist called L.E. Garbett. Now, I have featured this before, but I did a little bit of work to it. Gave it a very light clean, so took it all apart, gave it a light clean, I didn't use any chemicals or anything. I'm not a professional picture restorer, so I wouldn't do that. But cleaned a lot of what I thought was tobacco and dust and dirt, particularly off the glass, so it's a lot clearer now, the actual artwork itself. But also I did quite a lot of work on the back, and I've restored it to its original condition. And there's a little challenge for you to go back and find it in a previous haul, but this is now in much better condition than it was before. I've tried to retain the patina, but I think really I've just cleaned it all up, to be quite honest with you. Filled a few old woodworm holes, and they were definitely old and there was nothing there. It has been treated as well, just as a precaution. Anything with woodworm I always treat as a precaution, even if it's long dead woodworm. And I also tied in these, and again I don't know whether, let's see if we can focus. There we go. Also tied these in with fishing line, so they are the original ones, but tied them in with fishing line so they won't fall out and get lost. It's a Winsor & Newton canvas. There you go. So it's nice and neat and tidy now on the back, and I think I would certainly hang that in my house. And I'm hoping somebody who sees the artwork will agree with me. Price-wise, I'd probably be aiming at around £35 for it. Camera's playing up to, well, it's not a camera, it's just my old phone, but it's playing up a little bit today. I think it's because of the low light. So there you go. Yeah, nice piece of artwork. And then I don't think you've seen this piece of artwork. There we go. Again, for some reason, it is seascape with two sailing boats. There is an artist's signature down there. I'll try and step out of the shadow. Oh. There we go. It looks like Stanley Ashurst to me. Probably turn of the century again, I would have thought, early 20th century. But it's in nice condition. I think it's probably its original frame and backboard. So, well, probably pre-war, I would have thought anyway. There's no information on the back at all anywhere, but nice. All in all, nice work of art there. Small, people like small items now for the house. So price-wise, I'd probably be asking in the region of £20 to £30 for that. Again, for both of these pieces of art, I would have paid no more than £10. And it's all about the 3x to me, which is 3 times what I paid for it, as I said earlier. And that is to cover the purchase price, my overheads and profit. So there you go. Let's start to put a couple of these items away. This little hair I'll add to the box of woodenware, and we can feature that in a haul later. As I said, these coal trains, I will open one just to show you, but no huge value in them, around the sort of £20 mark each. I did feature them in a previous haul video. As you can see, they are steam trains carved entirely out of coal. They used to be worth a lot more money than they are now, but I think I only paid about a tenner for them. I've got about 5 in there, so they will go into the flea market tub. So we'll do that now. Yeah, featured these in a haul, and I'm certainly not going to get anywhere near £20 for them. Only paid a couple of pounds again. So I think these will probably go onto the flea market stall for around £10. I don't think I'll get more than that at the flea market. So yeah, I'll make my 3X easily. They are very nice actually, they're good quality. So if you see this sort of practical item, they're napkin rings, and they're cheap enough, yeah, buy them, because they do sell. The other thing is, when I'm wrapping these for storage, when I do sell them, then obviously if it's the flea market, this comes back to gets reused, so saving money there. And if it's an item that's on the website that will be sold, if I've over wrapped it for storage, then I'll rewrap it with a smaller amount, and again recycle it. So it's all about the Antique Central policy is to recycle where possible, which includes boxes as well as wrapping, bubble wrap, and also void fill. I use old newspapers for void fill. Get those free, of course. Although I have wondered whether or not to upgrade to new boxes and the brown paper void fill, just to lift the status of the website, really. I mean, if you're paying top dollar for an antique or a piece of vintage, then what would you think when it arrives in an old Sainsbury's box or and stuff full of old newspapers? I don't know. It depends on your point of view, I suppose. If you appreciate the green aspect of what we're trying to do, or what I'm trying to do, then you'd appreciate that. But you may feel, well, paid top dollar, so I want top dollar packaging. I don't know, down to the individual, I suppose. Right, what else have I listed and featured in a haul? I know. The Coalbrookdale cast iron pierced plate. Hopefully that will focus. Antique piece of our industrial heritage, really. Features Greek gods, and it's signed on the bottom. It's got the maker's mark. Coalbrookdale. There it is. I don't know if you can see that. Coalbrookdale around the edge of the base. Now I've seen these listed, they can go for £100 plus, but I think I'll be listing it for, well, it is listed for around £60, £60 to £90. Seems a lot of money for one of these, but as I said, it is part of our industrial heritage. Coalbrookdale being the seat of the Industrial Revolution in the 19th century. So that can get wrapped up and put away now. Running low on bubble wrap. I always wrap anything that's going into storage in protective bubble wrap, for obvious reasons. Could be sat there for, let me get into shot, could be sat there for weeks, months, or even years, which is fine. I'm quite happy to sit on these items till I get roughly the sort of price I'm looking for. So this will get wrapped up and put away, and to a certain extent, now it's listed on the website, it'll just be forgotten about. Although I do wrap these to protect them for storage, I don't go over the top. And I will wrap them properly when the sale's made. Also, this bubble wrap I've got here is a bit over the top. It's the large bubbles. And really, when I ordered it, I should have ordered the small bubbles. I don't know why I ordered the large bubble wrap. But I don't sellotape it at this stage, just because I may want to unwrap it for when I ship it, and do it properly, really. So there you go. I could throw that around the room now and it's not going to crack. Now, the next item that I'm going to put away, which has been featured in a haul video, but I haven't listed it yet, although I have taken the photos, is the ceramic drawer spice cabinet, or spice drawers. I think this will be listed on the website for in the region of £30. I only paid about £3 for it. And it's one of my rare charity shops purchases. I don't normally buy at charity shops, but I was walking past and I saw this in the window and I thought, well, I can't miss out on that. It's in lovely condition, very decorative, and these are quite sought after as well at the moment. On that point, it is interesting at the moment. I'm finding that what is selling are practical items rather than purely decorative items. I think it's a reflection of the market at the moment. People aren't wasting money. Well, I say wasting money, but they're not investing money in decorative items. I'm not finding. Again, if you disagree, let me know in the comments below what your experience is. But in my personal experience, when I do make a sale, generally it's for a practical, it's still antique or vintage, but it's a practical item. So it's for a box for storage. It's a plant stand, or these, I featured these, I think, these napkin rings. So things you can use, really. That's what I'm finding is selling at the moment. And I'm hoping that the spice drawers here will fit into that category. So yeah, I'll get those wrapped up and put away. And then I'll be able to, as I say, I've taken the photos, but I'll be able to list it on the website. Don't find wrapping items the most exciting part of the business, but it's got to be done to protect them. Now, I know these drawers come out, of course, but they'll be held in just by the fact that it's wrapped up like that. And obviously the tubs aren't going anywhere. The tubs aren't loaded in and out of the car because these are my website listings. So once it's in the tub, it'll be quite safe and wedged in with a load of other items as well, to be honest. So right, let's get that put away. Right, this is one of the more valuable items that I've recently featured in a haul. It's a Daum, D-A-U-M, lead crystal Madonna. Now these can sell for upwards of £100, and I've photographed it. I haven't listed it yet, but it's photographed, and I'll be listing this for around 90. I may even drop down to 60 to 90 to sell it, because as I said earlier, decorative items aren't particularly selling well. So you've got to get your pricing right with the decorative items. So this could well be listed for 60 to 90 as opposed to £100 plus that a lot of other dealers are selling them for. And there it is. I don't know if it's focusing, but so this is an occasion where the extra large bubble wrap will come in handy, because I'm really going to protect this. Bubble wrap, of course, isn't cheap, but it's a vital part of your kit. It's a consumable, and that's why, as part of my 3x on any sale price, in other words 3 times what I paid for it, that third of overheads includes your bubble wrap, sellotape, boxes, and so on. I include shipping in my sale price, so it's not I don't consider shipping as an overhead as such, because the customer is, well, as you'd expect, is paying for the shipping as part of the purchase price, but it's still included in all my calculations for turnover and profit, income and expenditure. So it's all accounted for within the overall sale price. And if you keep hearing popping noises, it's because I'm standing on the I'm standing on the bubble wrap. Now this is one occasion where I might just put a piece of sellotape around it. But you can see there how well that is, at least temporarily, packed and protected. So, yeah, I'm just going to put a tiny little piece of sellotape on this. And one at each end as well, just so it doesn't slide out. But it will certainly be repacked when it's sold. Right, that's been listed. It's a Lakeland Rural Industries LRI pin dish in the arts and crafts style. And I think I've listed this for around £20 to £25 on the website. So it just tips over that £20 threshold that I have for the website. It's a lovely little item. It's the kind of item I'd have in my house. Drop your keys in it, whatever. But it's in really good condition. Probably mid-century, around that kind of period. As I said, in the manner of arts and crafts. I've seen these sold as arts and crafts because of the hand hammering, but it is actually mid-century in the style or in the manner of arts and crafts. Sometimes I wonder when I'm having a little catch up like this, I'm wondering why I leave it so long, but it's just the nature of the business, isn't it? There's always loads of other things to take up your time, including more, pleasant activities like buying, visiting auctions. This is just part of the grind, really, the grind of antique dealing. And it has to be done. Okay, this little marquetry jewellery box has been featured in a haul video, so check that out. It might have been the last one, so certainly within the last couple of videos anyway. So it's been photographed, but it hasn't been listed yet. I do tend to do that on bulk photo items, or I didn't explain that very well, did I? I'll take a load of photos of several items and then upload them in one sitting at the computer. So the photos have been done for this, so this and the measurements taken. So this can be packed away now until it's sold. As I say, it doesn't matter if I use too much at this stage, because I can always repack it and recycle this. If I don't need as much bubble wrap when I post it out. I think this is going to be on the edge actually. Oh no, we've got enough. No, that's fine. For storage purposes anyway. Also, I think it's part of my OCD nature. Whenever I do ship anything, I always triple check that the right item's going out. And if I sellotape it all up, then that's not really easy to do. That's why I don't sellotape items that go into storage. So I do like to double check what I'm sending out. Now, I do that because in the past, I have, this is a funny, well, it's not a funny story. It wasn't funny at the time, but I did make a sale of a vintage aluminium light shade, and this lady bought it from London, and I went to my store, picked out what I thought was the aluminium light shade, sent it down to her, and it was a colander that you use for draining water in a kitchen, and unfortunately she didn't see the funny side of it, so yeah, that came back, so I had to pay return shipping on that and then send her down the actual light shade that she'd ordered. So fair enough, I'm not, it is what it is, but funny one way. I'd just like to have seen her face when she opened it up and there was a colander instead of a light shade. But so anyway, that's why I don't sellotape stored items, because I do like to double check what I'm actually sending the customer now. So there you go. I think that'll do now for clearing stock away. I've made some space on the worktop, which was the object of the exercise. So all that's left to do now is say thanks for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe, do a little dance, whatever you want. If you are a new subscriber, let me know where in the world you're from and I'll add you to the community subscriber list that you should see scrolling up the screen as I speak. And as ever, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.